So if you want to lose weight like fast, check out Snake Diet. You'll lose weight, I guarantee it. You just don't eat.
We gotta put a disclaimer, we don't take responsibility. But it's, so you think there's good benefits of fasting too then?
I think so too, yeah.
And like a couple of my friends are like Muslim, and then they go through like the fasting, and they say it's like one, super beneficial for your body, and like it kind of like restarts your mental health too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It definitely does.
Yeah.
I find like it heals a lot too. Right? Like a lot of people that have like eczema or acne or like a lot of skin issues, they'll take care of it. Right? You see like the before and after, right? And it makes a big difference, even with just like a 3-day fast, like a 5-day fast.
Like dry fasting or like water fasting?
Both. I find dry fasting, you get the effects a lot faster.
Okay.
But they're both effective.
But you said the cure, is it long term as well, or do you think you have to cycle on and off that fast?
I think on and off. I think, right? Because the thing is, like, you know, if you eat like ice cream all day, you fast and go back to eating ice cream and all that stuff, like, eventually it's probably gonna come back, right?
I think this was the worst one. What do you think?
On this burger for mine, it had the most sauce, so I like the sauce. So I'd say it was the second best one, and then the one we had right after the plant-based one had the least amount of sauce for me. So I didn't like it.
I like that one the second best.
Yeah.
So I pretty much the order we went in.
I got you.
Which one? We just gotta kill this
the popcorn chicken.
Popcorn chicken. Then we're good.
How you feeling?
Not too hot. How about you? How you feeling?
Yeah, not the greatest, but I can keep going.
But I'd love to get like some who went plant-based, and one's like, why did you get into it?
Right.
Because I know you wanted to lose weight.
I was lose weight and get like my health better.
But I wonder why people get like.
I think also too, as of right now, it's like the hot thing, right? It's like everyone's doing it. Some people are like they're praising it. So it's like, you know what? Let me give it a try. Right.
But or they're just bored and they wanted to try it out one day. A lot, but like, it's good that like you go into these diets, but you do like your research.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because like a lot of times, like I ask you and you have the answer for it, but like these people who go like super hard in the paint, like when you ask them something and then they're like,
right,
it works, man. Like that's usually the answer.
And that's the thing too, right? It's like I also want to be honest as well.
Yeah.
Right. I don't want like I can easily get brainwashed.
Yeah.
But I'll give you the honest results of how I feel.
Yeah.
Like if it's not working, then sorry, it's not gonna work.
Yeah. Because like a lot of people just take like a fact of something and then they just ride it super hard, but they don't do their own research afterwards.
Right.
They just like are so hard headed. And like you said, brainwashed. Like it just works.
Right.
Yeah.
I think this too. It's like also like the feeling of belonging to like a group. Like, oh, we're vegan, right? Like we're a group. So
yeah, the sense of just belonging.
Yeah, like I remember too. Like I was the other day. I was at the grocery store, right? And it was like a mother and a daughter, and they're like really big, right? And I guess they're trying like the vegan diet, right? So they're like going like they're like talking one line like about like all the food items they bought. It's like chips, Oreos, candy, right? And the mother's like, yeah, this is all vegan, right? There's no meat in this stuff. There's no dairy, right? Like, and the girl's like, yeah, it's fine. She's like, wait, but maybe the chocolate covered almonds, like there might be like milk chocolate. So like I don't know if we can have this, right? And the mom's like, should we get rice? And the girl, the daughter's like, should we get rice? And the mom's like, no, don't get the rice, because I've heard the stories like in China they actually put like plastic instead of the rice. So like we want to stay away from that. But I'm like, you got a fucking cart of like chips, Oreos,
like, all this process.
Exactly,
stuff.
right?
Yeah.
Like
you're
like,
worried about
come on, man.
Yeah.
Right. So I think some people they have like the whole vegan thing like mixed up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's just crazy how like people's mind is set going like you don't think like it's like you can't be that Like every time it's like people can't be that dumb, right? And
Right,
then it's like,
right.
And then you see it, it's like, damn,
Yeah,
man,
that's
people can be.
Have you ever been so like committed to something, and later on you're like, man, that wasn't right? Like Die Hard, something
Like a belief or something.
yeah.
Not from the top of my head, but
Yeah.
for sure, I think one time in my life I probably believed in something strongly.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
When I was 18, I joined like a pyramid scheme called Quickstar.
Is it
And-
still around?
I don't think Quickstar is, but I think there's
They
like
just
a
rebranded.
yeah, they
into
rebranded to something else. I don't know exactly
Yeah.
what though, but yeah, I was like approached, and it makes a lot of sense. Well, like I was 18, out of school, had nothing really going on for my life.
Yeah.
And it's like they take you to these meetings, and it's like this guy who like bought like a BMW 760 in cash. Like, yo, you want to be like me? All you gotta do is talk to 6 people. Those 6 people talk to 4 people. Those 4 people talk to 2 people, and you're just like me. You can make all this money and shit. And I'm like, yeah, man. Like, yeah, I can do it too.
What are we gonna do? Win.
Exactly, right?
Excited! Be excited!
So it was like shit like that, and like yeah, like I believed in it so firmly. Like I remember like getting to arguments with like my parents, right? And it's like, how do you not get it? Like all you have to do is this. Like, do you shop here, right? Like, do you shop at Walmart to buy all these like products? Why don't you just buy from your own business, put the money back into your pocket?
Yeah.
But like it didn't work like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like so like yeah, I was super brainwashed. Even like some of my close friends, like yeah, remember when you were doing that, man? Like I was kind of scared for you. Like you changed so much, and you're so like devoted to it that like we could see it was like destructive, but you couldn't see that, right?
Like this thing got like a hold of you pretty much.
Yo, for
Yeah.
sure. And everyone that was involved, like they're all like fucking brainwashed, man. And it's one of those things too. It's like you know it's not working. Like I was in it for a year, and I'm like not making really any money, right? But I'm putting in all this time and effort and busting my ass off. Like I lived in Hamilton at that time, and every Tuesday and Thursday after work, right, I'd drive all the way to Markham, and there'd be like this conference thing, and I'd go until like 12:30, 1 a.m. and I'd drive all the way back to Hamilton, go back to my job, and then like after the job, every other day, I'd be like outside cold contacting people or showing the plan.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm just like burning myself out.
But it's because they sent that belief into you.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right? And
Especially when you're so young too.
I was afraid to leave at the same time too, right?
Were you?
Yeah, because the thing is like, they make you feel like you're a part of something. They make you feel like family, right? So it's like, oh, like why would you want to leave? Like, you know, like because they motivate you so much, right? They make you feel good. So it's like it's hard to leave. But then I remember, I was doing pretty good near the end when I left, and then so I started talking to like our upline, they call it, like
Okay.
the person who like is like up there,
Okay.
right? So we started talking
Like
like
higher up.
one-on-one, yeah, and
Yeah.
then like he's like teaching me one-on-one, and then like I had a team like underneath me, and he was like, yo, like he's like, yo, like forget those guys, man, they ain't gonna do shit, right? Just like leave them and just do your own thing, right? And I was like, yo, like the whole time you're preaching about like how everyone's important, how everyone needs to be there for each other,
Yeah.
and you're telling me to just fucking like ditch them.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck that, like that messed me up, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't want to be a part of this shit no more. So I just left. I didn't come back the next day.
Oh shit! It's because you saw the like.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
snaking them.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I just left.
But at least you got to see it. Some people just probably trapped in there
I think
forever.
I think there's still guys like doing it.
Yeah, I think
Right?
so too. It's like you can kind of see it now too. It's like they just kind of reface it.
Yeah.
But then it's still like culty shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Which-
did you know anyone that did that?
I remember people that like try to get me to conferences, but then I like saw, I was like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
They'll be like, hey man, like you want to make some extra cash? Just come over. Like I'm having some people over. We can like just chat. And then it's
Right.
like, bruh, like
Exactly,
yeah.
right?
That's
Run.
how they, yeah.
All you gotta do is just run.
That's how they get you.
Yeah.
But like, what do you think it was just because you were young and like you were kind of lost? So like,
Oh, for
at
sure.
least that was
Yeah.
like a direction, kind of.
And that's the thing too. It's like they take advantage and manipulate people who aren't in the best position. So a lot of the people that were there were like young, like me, or they were like immigrants who didn't have the best jobs. They couldn't really speak English that well, right? And so like they gave like this false feeling of like hope and opportunity.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
And that guy who pulling up at the Beamer and shit like that.
Yeah, exactly, right? It's like, you can do it too.
They're selling the dream.
Yeah, and he's like, I used to be like a bum back in the day. I had like whatever type of job. Like, look at me now, right?
Yeah.
So,
but you said you also took like you learned like good traits from it too.
Like discipline, hard work, right? We read like a lot of books, and that helped me change like my mindset as well, right? I think just like before that, I was just like lost, man. Just like a kid. I was a kid, 18 years old. Like, what do I know, right? So it really set my mind for the future. Yeah.
So it's not necessarily a bad thing then.
I don't think it was at all. I think honestly, I needed to go through that and experience that to get to where I'm at now.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd probably still be the same guy. I'd be like in Hamilton, probably like living at home, working some like whatever job, just like depressed. Like I wouldn't have a family. I wouldn't have anything for sure.
If not for that.
Exactly. If not for that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So that's why like the quote, everything happens for you and not to you.
Exactly.
I believe in that 100%. It's, damn. But it's just sad that people don't realize and they just get stuck in there. And like they keep reinvesting into it because like you got to reinvest into like new books and like new courses and stuff, right? That's how they suck you in.
Yeah. Right. It's like you get I remember I had like, so every week they release like CDs, like motivational CDs that you have to pay into, and you have to buy books, and then you have to like pay to get inside the conference, and then you have like your stupid ass business cards, and you have this thing called Communicate, it's like your own like 1-800 number, right? And like it's great because like that whole thing it like taught me confidence, like cold contacting people. It's not easy, right? Yeah. But then it got like really easy, and then like doing like presentations and all that. Yeah. I remember one time, like it backfired in my face, right? Because like, what's the worst thing that anyone could say to you when you cold contact someone is like, no, I'm not interested. Yeah. I remember one time, I was at a Walmart, and I ran into an old friend. So like, I wanted to like pitch him the idea, you know? Yeah. Talking to him, right? And then this guy, he hears me and he taps me on the shoulder, right? He's like, hey. I'm like, hey. He's like, you were here last week and you're saying the same shit to me, right? I'm like, no, I wasn't, right? He's like, yeah, you were, right? And then he pulls out my business card and hands it to me. And then the guy that I'm talking to, he's like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. And I was like, oh, shit. I'm like, I was like, bro, I'm like, I don't know what to do.
But what would the sales pitch be that it couldn't be pitched to the same person, though?
I did the same thing. So when I go into like a store, right? I'd see a person, and like whatever they're looking at, let's say it's like a basketball, a video game, or whatever. I go to them and ask them about that product. Yeah. But hey, like I've seen this before too. Like, what do you think? Are you thinking about getting it too? What are your thoughts? Yeah. And then we just start up a little conversation. Yeah. And I'd say something like, oh, like did you go to this high school? Like you look kind of familiar. Yeah. Okay. And they're like, oh no, I didn't go there. Yeah. Like, okay. Like, do you know a guy named Billy Bob? Yeah. And then I try to like talk a little bit more, and then at the end I'm like, hey, like I don't usually do this, but you seem like a pretty smart guy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I have my own business, and I'm looking to expand. Would you be interested in making some extra money on the side? Yeah. And of course everyone would be like, yeah, of course, right? Yeah, for sure. I'm like, I don't have a lot of time right now. Yeah. Right, but here, like, give me your number. I can take my business card. Okay. I'll call you like in a couple days, and let's go from there. Yeah. Then I call him like, hey, remember me? Yeah. Yeah, I met you. Like, I remember talking to you. Like, hey, like, you have some time? Like, maybe tomorrow? Let's go meet up like for a coffee. I want to talk to you and just see where your head's at. Yeah. And then I go, and I show him the plan, and then I reel him in.
Oh, so you gave the same pitch to your old friend that you saw, and then that guy caught you. That's hilarious.
I do it to everybody.
How often, like, what was the success rate like?
Oh my God, man. Honestly, like, everyone that was part of my team, except for maybe maybe one or two guys, were from cold contacting. And I would be out there every single day talking to, and make it a goal, at least like 5 to 10 people.
Damn. And you got
like one or two.
But and you still stuck with it for like a year.
Yeah. I believed in it, man. Yeah. I really did.
Damn.